Hello and welcome to True Breslov. My name is Michael. I am not a Rav, I'm not a Chacham. I'm simply a husband, a father, and a simple Breslover Chassid. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, or I'm going to say Rabbeinu Zal, speaks very, very highly and exalted of a simple Breslover, meaning that simply he hears his Rebbe's teachings and he does them. So I heard about Hidboradut, I heard about going to Uman, I heard about going in the forest and waking up in the middle of the night at Chatzot, at 12 o'clock at midnight time, etc. And I simply do them without question, without fail. That is a great servant, like Moshe Rabbeinu to Hashem. Whatever Hashem had told Moshe Rabbeinu, he had done. Rabbeinu says the greatest quality of a Jew, or one of the greatest qualities of a Jew, is to be simple. And that's all I am. And I see that through simplicity, Rabbeinu teaches us that you can come to great exalted understandings and knowledge and insight and love and connection to Hashem. And I simply want to share that. And I'm going to give you the best insights that I possibly can with sources. But if you have more questions, you're free to ask me. Or please, if you have any halakhic questions, please go to your local posek. With that being said, I must give special thanks on how I became a Breslover Chassid, and that's because of Hashem Yitbarach and his Talmid, Rabbi Tzvi Ari Rosenfeld. Now, how did that happen? Kitzur, for 3 years, I had Breslov Sephorim like everyone else. I thought Rabbi Nachman was great. I like Lukatei Moran. I see that he has great Eitzot. I see that his followers are very happy, etc. But I didn't see any different than, it's like Chabad, or it's like Sephardim or Ashkenazim. I didn't see any big difference. It's just a place to go and a nice sefer to read. I eventually came across Rabbi Tzvi Ari Rosenfeld, actually by reading his book Legend. But every time I saw his face, actually, because he was clean-shaven, he didn't have peyot, didn't have a big, long beard, I said, I'm not sure if I want to listen to him right away. And there's a huge story behind that, which I'm not going to share here. But when I finally learned about him, I was extremely blown away. I finally met someone that I've never seen in Judaism whatsoever. Now, he's been nifter for 46 years now. He's been passed away for 46 years. And his teachings can be found on Breslov or BreslovTorah.com, and they're all in English, and they're amazing. I don't know how to put it, but in simplicity, he knew all of the Torah. He was such a precise man, and all of his thousands of videos, they're about 45 minutes long, only a few seconds off here and there. He's so straight, yashar. He knew all of the Torah in his mind, and he knew how to plug in the Rabbeinu so simply and easily and without any question, any safek, and even more importantly was his conviction and his loyalty to Rabbeinu and his eitzot, his advice on to do it and to teach it over and to give it over with his full heart, unadulterated. There's so much I could say about him. You should go and read Legend and see what I mean to say, and maybe you too will become a sincere, devout Breslover. We'll leave Rabbi Tzvi Ari Rosenfeld at that at the moment. I just want to explain the importance of this website, or this channel, but more importantly, that it's focused on Rabbi Nachman, on Rabbeinu Zal, and his teachings. I truly believe, and I've seen many times in Chaim Moran and other places, that his teachings are for all Jews. In fact, in Lukatei Moran, he has a teaching that you should go out there. Should be a special person. If he has the capability in his heart to go out there, that God has given to him, he should go out there and make Gerim like Avraham and help people make Shuvah. Now, when we say Gerim, it doesn't mean maybe full Gerim. That's a whole different lesson. But people to come to Hashem, to follow the seven Noachide laws for people that are non-Jews, and to help Jews to come back to their full Torah observance. And I feel partly like that because I guess I'm a ger tzedek, and I feel, and I've always said, I'm like a bridge. I know both worlds. I know what it's like to be off the derech, off in the secular world, and I know what it's like to be a religious Jew for quite a bit of time now. And his teachings are for everyone. He had said himself many times in Chaim Moran that I have the ability to bring all the Jews and even the non-Jews, all of them, to accept the sovereignty and the will of Hashem Yitbarach, of God. However, like it says in the Gemara, a servant should be just like his master. It's good enough for a servant to be just like his master. Well, what does that mean? It means that God can do anything. That God could go out and change everyone's free will and make everyone believe him if he wanted to. But God doesn't do that, because one of the purposes He's created this world, says in the Way of God, in Darchei Hashem, made by the Ramchal, Derech Hashem, is that He made the world so you can have free choice, so you could see His goodness, so you could divide between good and bad and make a choice. So Rabbeinu's telling you, I have that ability in me, but since my master Hashem doesn't do it, I myself cannot do that. I cannot force my will, but I have the ability, which tells you at least a little bit of Rabbeinu Zol's greatness. Now I'll go over Chaim Moran, or in English the book is called Tzaddik. I'll go over that more in detail, how great Rabbeinu is, but I'm just telling you how great his teachings are for everyone, to inspire and put a fire in a person's heart. How to get this fire now is by doing the Eitzot, by doing the advices of the Tzaddik. So Rabbeinu says, get up for Chatzot, go do Hibodedut, get up for nets, go to the mikveh, be sameach, read my lessons, etc. One of the books that's greatly going to outline this is a book called Seder Hayom, I guess the daily life of Breslov Chassid, by Yitzhak Breiter, one of his maybe second or third generation Talmidim, who was absolutely phenomenal. I'll share a video on that soon, who gives you an outline of what it means to live a Breslover life. You must do his Eitzot. If you do his Eitzot, not only are you doing them for yourself, that is obviously one part why you would do it, but you're giving life to him. Because just as a king needs people to follow him to be a king, so too, in order to give honor to Rabbeinu Zal, to Rabbi Nachman, is for you to do his Eitzot, to spread his Eitzot, to do his advice with all your heart and simplicity, and not to think, well, how can I get up for Chatzot? It's not going to happen. If he told you to get up for Chatzot, that means you're going to probably have to change your nighttime schedule and say, you know what, if Chatzot is so important, then it definitely outweighs my nighttime schedule, my work, my social events. I have to put them away, and I got to make it work. And of course it's going to take tefillah, and of course the Satan's not going to make you do it. But that's what I mean by simplicity. That's what I meant earlier. The simplicity is to follow his Eitzot, give life to Rabbeinu, make him king, which in turn will make Hashem king, because Rabbeinu is your teacher, and that's what he is, and he's there to guide you to him. But when I say, when we're elevating Rabbeinu, it's to see that, wow, Rabbeinu is one of the greatest, or is the greatest teacher that Judaism has. Okay, maybe my perspective, and maybe that's the truth. We'll leave that for a different video. But he really is something special to lead us to Hashem Yitbarach. And really all you have to do is, okay, I'm going to do an hour of Hibodedut, maybe not in the forest to begin with, and I'm going to do it because I believe, and Rabbeinu told me a lot of great things about doing that. They're not arguing and saying, well, I do it already in my Shemoni Ezra. Okay, that's being a Chacham, saying, I'm already doing that, and then I don't need to do this, and I get up for Chatzot for drinking a beer, it must be the same thing, I'll get the same pattern. Everyone can make up their own excuses and their own ways out and make themselves feel good, but if you're convicted by his teachings, you should want to do his Eitzot with fire and passion and love. To go any further now, if you really want to master something, this is a small video, but if you want to master a lesson, Rabbeinu Zal says that you should put at least 3 months into one lesson. So if it is a lesson on Chatzot, if it's a lesson on eating properly, it's a lesson on Shalom Bayit, or Pagama Brit, on Shomer Brit, of guarding the covenant. So put 3 months of effort into it, because it may take a lot of time for you to actually absorb and put that eitzah, to put that piece of advice in your heart and want to do it every day. Very important. Also, when we get into Lukatei Moharan, I just want to share something. Lukatei Moharan, this book here that I have by me, by Rav Eliyahu Atiyah, who is with us, Baruch Hashem, lives in Harnof, in Yerushalayim. He's put a book called Torot, Eitzot, V'Tefilot, and really it's Lukatei Moharan, Kitcher Lukatei Moharan, Lukatei Tefilot, put together, which are the 3 major books of Rabbeinu. Why? Because when you learn a lesson, you could go a million ways. You want to go into Kabbalah, you want to go into the esoteric understandings, you want to go into the Sodot, etc. You see all these mystical things and miracle things that are happening out of his lessons, but maybe you have it wrong. So then comes Kitcher Lukatei Moharan to guide you on the summary of what it is. It's not just a summary, it's much more than a summary, but to give you the 8 sot a little bit and the summary. And if you need something even better, so now you have the tefillot, and that is the best, because Rabbeinu Zal says many times you need to make his Torahs, his lessons, into tefillot. you need to daven your heart about it. So let's say the first lesson is about Torah study and the proper Torah study. So you're going to spend an hour with Hashem saying, I need to go out there and I need you to reveal to me what the real Torah is. I need you to reveal to me to put a new heart inside me, to get the chen, to get the chashivut outside, inside my prayers. I need to redeem the Jewish people through this Torah. I need to redeem my household through this Torah. I need to have life. And maybe you say in your Hebrew Dut, well, my Torah now is stale, it's dry, I'm not happy, I'm not getting anything out of it, I'm just becoming a Baal Ga'ava, I'm becoming someone who's super prideful and egotistic. And with that being said, it's the tefillot that will help answer your call from Hashem. Hashem will answer you, and He'll help you master that Torah and to put it inside of your heart. So this is like the 3-step process that Rabbeinu speaks about, and Baruch Hashem, Rav Eliyahu Atiyah, this is only in Hebrew, had put this together in Lashon HaKodesh. Sorry, Hebrew and Lashon HaKodesh, 2 different things. We'll talk about that another day. Put it in Lashon HaKodesh so that you can learn the lesson right away, jump to the 8 sot in the summary, so you make sure you have it on the right, you're on the right track, and to double check you're on the right track, but even more so to put the Torah in your heart are the tefillot. So that is the number one way, and I would say the only way you should be learning Likutei Moharan and not getting so stuck and hung up on the esoteric ideas, if so. I've already mentioned the importance of Hitbodedut. I'm going to tell you that probably is the number one eitzah. That is one of the greatest things that Hashem has given us, is to reinstill in us the importance of spending an hour a day with our Creator, which we'll give much more time in another video. And finally, in summary, whatever I teach here is just going to be unadulterated. I'm simply going to tell you what Rabbeinu says verbatim. We're going to go over the lessons together as best as we possibly can, and you will see for yourself then, is Rabbeinu really who he says he is? Is he really as great as he says he is? Is his fire really going to burn until Mashiach comes? And is this something I'm going to choose? I hope to help you. I hope to make you a Breslov chassid. I hope that my enthusiasm and energy that comes from God because of my Rebbe, I really hope that that resonates with you. Okay? Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.